Welcome back to the channel. I am celebrating a 65th birthday this week, and I decided that I would do something for myself. Now, a little while ago, I made a video about decluttering some of my camera gear, and I'll try to put a link to that in the video description if you haven't seen it already. And I talked about one lens that I would love to buy. Well, I bought it. Now, I could have, set this up at a table with an overhead shot to get the grand opening. And I thought about wrapping this up in birthday paper, to make it really dramatic. But the bottom line is I have this box here from B&H Photo that has the one thing that was missing from my arsenal of lenses. And it is a lens that I have wanted for some time. So I'm going to open now, maybe, and we shall see just how much wrapping goes on here. So I bought the RF 28 millimeter f2.8. Now you say, Tim, why did you want this lens? Well, I have systematically gone from lens to lens, trying to find something that I thought I would really love for street style photography. And the 50 millimeter it was too confining for me. And right now I have the 35 millimeter on my EOS R6 Mark II, and this is what I've been trying to use. But I've also wanted to try to get something maybe that didn't stand out quite so much, even as this small lens does. And so I wanted to give myself a little more room in the focal area, and I thought the 28 millimeter would be a good addition. And one of the reasons that I liked the 28 millimeter is because that is basically the focal length of my iPhone. The two are pretty close to one another. And so when you raise your iPhone to take pictures, and the iPhone takes great pictures, this is the focal length that you're dealing with. So it is a little small pancake lens. Let me take this one off here and put this on. So you can see that it is quite a bit smaller than the 35 millimeter. It does not have image stabilization, but come on. It's a pancake lens. Do I really need image stabilization? I'm not sure that it's something. I'm not sure it's a lens I would use for video, but that's really not the purpose of why I bought it. So I'm just going to put this on here. It has a little control on the side that allows me to go from manual focus to autofocus. And it has a 55 millimeter ring. So I have ordered the Case magnetic filter step-up ring from 55 to 82, just in case I need to put like a 3-stop on here to use it at times. But this gives me a much smaller footprint of a camera when I'm out to take pictures, just walking the streets. And so this is where I want to take my urban / urbex / street photography. And so for the rest of this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my 35 millimeter on the EOS R that I am filming with right now. And I'm going to keep the 28 millimeter on my R6 Mark II. And I'm going to go downtown to Chattanooga, and we're going to compare the difference between the focal lengths of the lenses and why I think 28 millimeter is the one I want. So let's head downtown. All right, so we're downtown and it's early in the morning. I came down here early for one main reason, well, two main reasons, but the main reason was because there are very few people here. And when I'm going to be taking pictures with two cameras of the same subject, having people moving in and out of the frame doesn't make the picture the same. So the other reason I came here is because I'm working with very early morning light. The lights are still on downtown, so there's some dark shadows and bright lights and things I want to kind of work with. I'm wearing my my camera backpack for one simple reason, and that is I have a connector. If I can do this without putting my hand on my microphone, I have a connector right here to mount my DJI Pocket 2 so that I can sort of hold my camera up and film what's on the back. And we'll try to do that. I'm not sure if that's going to work or not. If not, we'll just have a series of pictures show up here and I'll narrate over them. But that's the goal. And I'm going to take the microphone off because it's going to be right here next to my mouth. And hopefully that will make the camera just a little bit shorter, which will make the mount a little easier to work with. We'll see how that works. So let's get started. Okay, so I have both cameras set up on manual mode. They are at 1/125th of a second and f2.8. That's as low, that's as wide open as the 28 millimeter will go. The 35 millimeter will go to 1.8, but I want it to be as balanced as possible. And I've got the ISO set to auto. All right, so with the 28 millimeter, if I want to get, let's go back to the 28 millimeter. With the 28 millimeter, if I want to get all of this in the frame, I'm going to stand about here. And then if I do the 35 millimeter, I can't quite get all of it. It's close, but not all of it. So here we have the 28 millimeter. I hope I'm getting all these on the video. And then here I have the 35 millimeter. And again, just that little bit extra breadth without having to back up makes the 28 millimeter really, really nice for me. When I came by here earlier, there was no car here, which I was kind of hoping for, but I really like this door facing for the unknown collar bar. And I'm going to shoot it with a 28 millimeter. From here, I can get everything in the frame, including the Cherry Street Tavern sign below. I'm just going to straighten this up a little bit. And then standing in the same spot with a 35 millimeter, in order to get the Cherry Street in the frame, I have to lose part of the reflection in the window, but I also cannot get the entire door from here with the light above and the trash below. And it's just that little bit of extra reach that really makes this a more powerful lens for me. I saw this earlier. It would have been nicer to shoot this, I think, when it was darker. I'm going to get this down here again where I can sort of see it in the frame. And I'm standing close enough that I'm not getting this meter in the way, but I can get all of that in the frame. And then with a 35 millimeter, again, it sort of works, but I'm losing part of the composition by cropping in just that little bit further. So here I have sort of the composition that I'm looking for with me in the mirror. And we'll take that picture. And then with a 35 millimeter, it's not much difference when you get here, but we'll see what the difference looks like in the frame.
Let's see if I can get this down here where I can see it. When I get it on this computer screen, what it looks like.